A burns victim has revealed how scars across her face and body left her so low she contemplated suicide 4 times, but she says she has now learned to love her body. Solara Jaafar, 21, from Hyattsville, Maryland, was just 2 when she was burnt in a kerosene explosion in Lebanon, where she was born. Her younger brother, just 9 months old, died in the accident, and Jaafar was left with third-degree burns across 70% of her body and in a coma for 6 months. A childhood of bullying followed, as A New Life in America saw other children brand Solara a monster because of the way her face looked. Scroll down for video. Lebanon-born Solara Jaafar, 21, from Hyattsville, Maryland, suffered third-degree burns to 70% of her body following a tragic gas explosion when she was just 2 years old. The kerosene blast killed her younger brother, just 9 months old, and left Solara with scars across her face and body, something which she says saw her badly bullied during her teenage years. Solara recounts the day of the accident. It happened on December 26, 1997, my parents were celebrating their anniversary and they had a really big Christmas party. The house exploded because there was a can and they had kerosene in it and somebody lit it and the whole house went up into flames. Related articles previous. 1. 2 next. Kate Middleton superfan reveals she's spent £3,500 copying What It Feels Like to Die, People Who Have Narrowly Escaped. Have you nailed the perfect brow? Surgeon reveals the shapes. Share this article. Share script dm.later, bundle, function, if, dm.rotator, new dm.rotator, p23, page size, 1, page count, 2.0, active class, active, rotate, false, $, number p23.share, .on, click, function, dms.facebook.post related. She says even as a child, she was aware of survivor's guilt. There have been a lot of times where I have thought about what if my brother were to live and I didn't, would he have been like a doctor by now? I do feel guilty for surviving, and there are times when I mess up or I do something wrong, and I feel really bad or like he's disappointed at me. I didn't really understand what had happened to him and my parents told me that every time I would see a baby walking by I would think it was him, and I started crying and asking them what happened to him. As a little girl with the brother she lost before the accident, Solara says she's now in the best place mentally that she's ever been, thanks to the love of her husband and son. Recovery. Solara pictured after the accident with bandages still on her head, the blast left her in a coma for 6 months. At school other children would refuse to hold Solara's hand, calling her a monster. In Lebanon, Solara was treated affectionately in her neighborhood, but after her family migrated to the USA her scars made her the target of sick bullies, and led her to attempt suicide on 4 separate occasions. Nobody would want to hold my hand. They would call me a monster. I would wear a wig and they'd pull it off. Solara Jaafar. She explains, when I moved to the States, I was 5 or 6, and it was very difficult because the kids would constantly tease me and bully me. Even adults would stare at me and ask, is it contagious? Can my child get this? Nobody would want to hold my hand. They would call me a monster. I would wear a wig and they'd pull it off. I would eat lunch in the bathroom or, I go home and cut myself or, contemplate suicide. She says the bullying got so bad that she attempted to take her own life 4 times. I remember that day not wanting to live, not wanting to survive. I wanted my life to end. Determined to survive, each day she would look at herself in the mirror and recite a mantra about how she was beautiful. Solara said, after high school I gained self-confidence by doing like little techniques in the mirror. Godsend. Solara met her husband Gabriel on a night out and he regularly tells her how lucky he is to have her. The couple now have a son, Zayden, and Solara says her depression has abated. Meeting fellow burns victim and vlogger Shalom Gom was a breakthrough for Solara. The pair have become close friends. Some of the things I would say to myself in the mirror are, you are strong. You are a survivor. You are brave and you could overcome anything. I remember that day not wanting to live, not wanting to survive. I wanted my life to end. Solara Jaafar. For a long time I didn't love myself. I hated my scars and myself. But being surrounded by my family and my friends and the love they showed me, really helped me to find love within myself. Solara had a son in 2013, and while her relationship with the baby's father broke down, she found lasting love with her husband Gabriel. In spite of the trauma, the young mum has finally accepted her scars with the support of her loving husband, who reminds her daily how beautiful she is. Solara said, "During my adolescent years I struggled with it a lot. I struggled with my love life a lot because all my friends they started dating, and whenever a guy would show interest in me, he would hide it. I met my husband at a rave. I know it's not an ideal place to meet your loved ones. When I first told my husband about the explosion, he cried. He said, 'Well, you are a survivor.' And since then I feel like every day he tells me like, 'Wow. You are so strong. You are so beautiful. I am so lucky to have you.' My husband has been a godsend. He has just been so amazing. Whenever I get really down, he just lifts me back and cheers me up." Torment. Although Solara recovered from the accident, she faced a childhood of cruel taunts as bullies would tease her about her scars. Mantra. At her lowest, Solara says she recited the words, "You're beautiful" in the mirror. Solara has even made best friends with another burns survivor, makeup vlogger Shalom Gum, whose stories have brought them closer and given Solara a shoulder to lean on. Solara is interested in studying psychology and hopes she can one day help and reach out to other burn survivors. "My life has completely changed since then. I still suffer from depression, PTSD, and anxiety. But I am a lot stronger now. I don't contemplate suicide ever. I am in a better place now," she said. "I hope that I can remain as strong as I am now mentally. I hope that I can go back to school. I want to be motivational speaker and a role model for other kids who are going through similar things. I am so thankful that I didn't end my life and my life didn't end that day." To help Solara, visit www.gofundme.com/help-solara- with-medical-expenses.